Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we've got a Yamaha THR10II 20 watt version. Stereo amp, twin speakers in it, a little over 3 inches a piece. And yeah, I thought, I've had a THR30. I also had gotten my hands on, I believe it was a rental, the smaller version. It's like a 10 watt or something. Anyways, that was short-lived because it only had a tone control, no EQ, among other things. And I didn't want to go back to the THR30 for a couple reasons. One, the price has gone way up. But two, it has line 6 receiver in it. And you do have to separately purchase the line 6 transmitter. However, I don't really care for line 6 in total for a lot of things. But there are some things line 6 obviously does make that are pretty decent actually. It had interfered a lot with my Boss wireless, just having that receiver there. And it's like, no, this is not acceptable. So the amp went back. So I got this one for rental for now. It's going to cost me about 460 bucks. Now this is Canadian dollars, keep in mind. It's a demo unit. And anyways, so I figured, well, it's got, all the features that I need. It's got the effects that I need. It's even got a built-in tuner, which I guess they all have, I think. I think they all have the built-in tuner. But you also got 5 presets, and you do have Bluetooth. And at least Bluetooth is not active until you activate it, which is fine too, not a big, but no wireless built into this thing. So if you want wireless, you have to use your own wireless system or plug in with a cable, take your pick. But at least there's no built-in line 6 wireless system to screw over my Boss system. So that works good. And yeah, that system's got to be recharged, so I'm using my Joyo today. But we're going to go through the presets to start with. There's 5 of them obviously already there. You can also download the THR remote app for Mac, for Windows, I believe. And of course Android and iOS, and this way you can program the amp with your own stuff. You can do a certain amount without programming, which is fine, but if you want to program presets of your own, then by all means do so. And if you want to reset the amp, all you got to do is hold down the preset buttons 1, 3, and 5 and turn the power on while holding them down, and that'll factory reset the amp. And to get access to the tuner is simply just a matter of press and hold on the tap tempo button, and you've got your tuner. And the tuner works actually really well. Quite impressed with that. Actually, a little sharp. Not too bad on the G. And then just pressing it in, and voila. So right now we're on the clean preset. The reason why I'm looking at this amp though, I've got the Marshall amp that I've been renting, and I'm playing electric guitar in church 2 weeks out of each month, and then the other 2 weeks I play acoustic. And I want an amp that, in this case, I'm going to have to mic it up, which is fine. I have a mic for that now. It worked absolutely beautiful on the Marshall last time I played the electric at church. But I wanted something a little bit more compact. The Marshall is kind of bulky and kind of real pain because when I play electric guitar, I'm also playing the cajon at the same time. And it's kind of like, that's a lot of stuff to carry. And I just want something a little bit more portable on the amp side. But it's got to sound good too, which is a big thing. It's got to sound really good. And of course, I'm going to be able to mic it up too, so bonus there. But so there's no actual line out system on this one like there is on the THR30. You do have auxiliary jack for input. You've got a headphone record out kind of jack, which you could go direct into a sound system, but then you cut off your internal speakers, and then you'd have to be, re-referenced into a stage monitor, and stage monitors always sound horrible. So it's kind of like, well, if I mic it up, I can still have the amp live and mic it up, and voila. And that worked perfect with the Marshall, so I was happy with that. Now, of course, the Marshall would only be $129 for me to buy it. It's a used amp, And it's kind of like, well, this is like 4 times the money basically, but it does have that compactness that I'm after, and I really am liking the sound. Plus I can even hook an acoustic guitar direct into it because it does have an acoustic preamp. It's got a bass guitar preamp, and of course it has flat, so different instruments like a keyboard or something, that sort of thing. But anyways, let's get started on the clean tone here. I've got my my Epiphone Les Paul Custom. We're on the bridge right now. And neck. So these are just Yamaha's presets. So they give you a little bit of, actually they don't even give you any reverb, it's dry. Cool. Alright, so if we want to just press number 2, their crunch thing that they've done. Neck. Pretty good. Okay, so number 3 is lead. Neck. High gain. And the neck. And we have special, they call it. Okay, so that's our basics there. The bass, well, we don't have a bass guitar, but this is what it would sound like on a regular electric. Neck. Alright, the acoustic preamp. And flat. So I'm going back to the clean. Let's just do our own little bypass. Make sure we're where we want to be. Now the audio, that's for output to the computer. There's a USB port on the back of this, so you can go plug right direct in your computer and right into your favorite DAW with it. So you can use it as a guitar interface. Anyway, we do have a number of effects on here. We've got for echo and reverb, we have an echo. And if you want to add more, kind of like a delay really, echo and delay. Or sorry, that's echo. Sorry, that's echo and reverb. My bad. Okay, so the tap button does nothing for that. Spring. And hall. Full hall. Okay, so we also have chorus. So if we activate that, so there's no chorus. And we have a flanger in here. You might hear that better actually on another channel. Phaser. And of course, tremolo. I'm wondering if we can use the tap for our chorus. Say no for that. What about the echo? Maybe the echo? Okay, I'm gonna have to look up the tap. I was sure there was delay on this thing, but apparently not. But it should work for the chorus at least. Even the echo it should. There's echo and reverb. Oh. Maybe it's in the software. We'll have to figure that one out, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, I think honestly it's a great little amp. It sounds fantastic. It's gonna do everything I need to do, you know, for being at church and, you know, even here. I'm starting to reconsider just getting both of them. I really, you know, I'm kind of what do you call it, possessive. I really don't want my student plugging into such a nice amp, right? Put him on the Marshall, you know. I mean, the Marshall, it's a little bit better amp than what he has currently. Yeah, you give a student too much of the creme de la creme, they start begging their parents for the same thing. I had a student that actually ended up doing that. It's like, he's got a katana, I want a katana. He's got a beat buddy, I want a beat buddy. And trust me, it happens, and parents do actually feed into that sometimes. You know, I don't know. Kids are kids, you know what I mean? But this would work great either way for the students as well as for myself for at church. Or I could buy both amps, no big deal. Just keep the Marshall for the students and keep this for my own stuff. Which I could actually set this up by my computer and hook it in and do some recording direct, which would actually work out quite well too for that as well. So, but anyways, it's too bad I don't have a bass guitar here. Now the acoustic preamp though, it is designed for an acoustic guitar. They actually specify that in the manual, that preamp is only for an acoustic guitar, and they have it mic'd up with some kind of simulation system. In the programming software you can pick different cabs and how they're going to sound and this and that, and you know, it's actually very easy programming software. It's far simpler than even the katanas. The katanas are more complicated than this thing. But this kind of reminds me a little bit of a Katana Air, but without, you know, all the Boss pedals. You know, we do have some effects here, which is fantastic. I'm just going to fire up the program really quick on my computer, even though it's not set up on this thing yet, because I'm kind of curious about that tap, what we're going to be able to do with that, if anything. Well, we do get access to a compressor through the software, a gate, we have the chorus, echo tape, echo, spring reverb. So we do have some limitations here and there. We can also change between modern, boutique, and classic. Now, that's normally a button on like the THR10. On this, you should be able to do it direct through the software and just pick it that way, because there's no actual button, so you'd have to program it that way yourself, which is not a big deal. There's also patches you can download from, you know, there's a couple forums where people are, you know, giving away patches. Apparently Anderson's Music has patches you can buy from them. It's like, why buy it when you can get it for free? But you can make up your own stuff too. Dial in, you know, to a certain point, some of your favorite artists and whatnot with their tone, and to a certain point, obviously. This thing has the normal red glow as any other THR series amp has. Kind of looks like a tube kind of thing. We'll go through that in another video, actually, because I would like to do a video walkthrough with the software for you guys in a separate video, and at the same time we can do some mic ups for videos, you know, how it mics up, because we do have stereo speakers, but I've only got one mic, so I want to see how the mic would actually pick up being in between both speakers to see what it would sound like, kind of thing. Yeah, even the different cabs. You've got like an American 1x12. You've got a bunch of 4x12s. British, American, Vintage, Brown, Fuel, Juicy, Mods, and that's all your 4xs. Then you got the American 2x12, British Blues 212, British 212, Boutique 212, Yamaha 212, and a bunch of others. So there's quite a bit of different cab simulators in this thing too. So that's actually quite nice. Anyways, so as far as my thinking goes, I mean, it is worth the money. I mean, Yamaha makes some pretty amazing amps. You know, they make amazing instruments, period, but, you know, this thing sounds absolutely beautiful. Just even the clean, you know, and you have your full EQ. Now, when you're on their presets, it doesn't matter what position these dials are in. It ain't going to do anything until you hit a couple of dials to override the preset, and then you can do whatever you want to that preset. You can even resave, so you don't even need your computer technically, except for certain things like the compressor or the gate and a few other features, obviously, patches, putting them in and out, firmware updates. Make sure your firmware is up to date before you start messing with that. I have to check the firmware update on this eventually. But, and the Bluetooth, that is supposed to be for wireless access point between your tablet or phone, but also I think you can also use it for streaming music through via Bluetooth as well. So you can jam along with your favorite tunes, because I'm pretty sure that's the other part of the Bluetooth on this too. Like I said, I've still got to go through a lot of that manual. It's a lot of information to read up on and figure things out on this amp, because it is different than the THR10. It's different than the 5 and so on, right? But today I just wanted to kind of go through this with you guys. This is a first look. It's not a review. You'll get the review when I'm ready for it. Should be probably, I don't know, another week or two. We'll see how things go. I want to spend some more time with it, but I also want to try it out at worship practice at least, and see how well it's going to work for being mic'd up and for the physical size that it is. Because I'm going to have to set it up in a different spot than where the Marshall I could have just on the floor facing me. No big deal. This, it's going to be a little bit different. How I'll have to set it up on stage, but because it is quite short, right? But anyways, so no star rating, but I do say that it is worth the money, that's for sure. And if this is something you're after and you're looking for, I think it'd be a great buy for you. But I'm definitely really getting hooked on it right now myself. I'm very seriously considering purchasing it. Because to me, I think it would work just fine, but I still want to do my testing regardless, and then I'll make my final decision there. But I think I might just get it. I might just get both amps. I don't know. We'll have to see, because $129 for the Marshall amp, that's not a bad deal. And like I said, I can just leave that in a corner somewhere in here out of my way, and voila. But yeah, that's oh, and this does not run on batteries, by the way. This version does not have the wireless for the guitar, nor does it have a rechargeable battery. That is for the other series amps that have that. So you are stuck to a power supply on this, so keep that in mind. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. So thanks for watching and hanging out for the last 23 minutes. We'll catch you on the programming video, as well as a review a little bit down the line. But in the meantime, you've got a pretty good idea what it sounds like at least, so that should give you something to work with in the meantime. So, see you later.